Okay, what's it meant to you to be in the Fringe Festival?
It's been a great thing. It's been a great success. Live performance is incredible in front of interesting, sophisticated audiences that don't normally come out for alternative theater, but they do for 10 days a year in Orlando, that's for sure.
And why is it important to have live theater?
Well, I think live theater and live performance in general, it's just got to be that way. It's got to be live. You don't get the same feeling from a cathode ray tube or even from a movie screen. Live performance charges the air. There's pheromones, human pheromones in the air that you subtly pick up on, unconsciously pick up on. And there's electricity in the air with a live performance that you do not have in any other medium.
You have this experience, you're 6 feet away from people.
Yeah.
And you've got sweat all over you. You can smell people, you can feel them, there's this humidity in the air, which is an electric charged atmosphere, which is, it's not like anything you're going to get on television. That comes in smell around. But it's a great, it's like a tactile experience and something that you can feel in your gut. And it's like the Fringe is a guerrilla theater, really.
Yeah.
Piss me, I'm so used to it! Don't be scared, it's just a flesh wound. Nothing more than broken skin! Touch me, I'm your bloodless sucker! Pierce me with your stakes and stones! I'm so dead, nothing can't hurt me.
Fringe is very exciting, you know, it's a big community event and everybody gets together. There's a real sense of togetherness, and we did it last year. We had a lot of success with Zombie Doorman, and now we're back with Suckers. It's been an incredible experience. The audience approval and the review and everything, it's just been terrific.
And you get to see a lot of great shows and support a lot lot of people that otherwise don't get an opportunity to show their stuff.
And
it's
all the
fun.
other artists coming out and supporting each other. I mean, that's really the thing that's the best about Fringe is us going out and seeing all these other shows and all the other artists from the other shows coming and seeing us, and just be creating a community spirit within Orlando, a theater community. It really is a good tie between theater folks here in Orlando.
You know, why is live theater important?
Live theater is important because there's so many things that you can do with live theater that you cannot do on television or on film. In the theater, you know, you can break that fourth wall. You can talk directly to people. You can touch people on a personal level. I'm sitting here talking to you, for instance, and I can't do that when I'm talking to you folks over there.
I have two things. Well, the one from a playwright's point of view, one of the great things is that if you write a play, this production of it is not necessarily the only one that gets done, whereas on film, it gets done once and it gets done the wrong way and somebody bad gets cast, you know, you really just don't have much of a shot to do it again. And the other thing is just the excitement of being right there in front of somebody and just being able to touch people right there on a person-to-person basis instead of this big, huge... And also there's so much more of a focus on actual artistry in the theater than in film a lot of the time. A lot of films are just movies.
What's it like as an actress in the Fringe?
It's really satisfying because you get a great response from people that are really there to appreciate what you're doing. It's different, like doing shows at school than doing shows here, because you do shows at school, you get a lot of people that are just required to come see your show, and they don't get as much of a response here. People that really, truly want to see what you're doing and really care about what you're doing and support you, and you get a good response.
That total body conditioning system, because this time I'm really serious about getting into shape. And I only have to spend 30 minutes a day on it. And I can pay in just 3 easy installments, or you can call 1-800-YES-CREDIT, or better yet, call your psychic friends hotline, because they're your friends and they're psychic. They'll know what to do, and they'll tell you.
The show is called Cunning Linguist, and my name is Taryn Westbrook, and my show is about, it's wordplay, it's spoken word, poetry, movement, and original music that I've done, and original slides. It's a multimedia, performance art, abstract, avant-garde sort of a thing, and that's basically what it's about, wordplay.
Through the wires of the cords connected to the TV. The remote controls me, and I try to control the remote, but it's got me, and I've got nothing better to do than to let it win. I struggle to unplug the little wire in the wall while the books on the shelves call me like angels on my shoulder, reminding me of real life. And the devil plays advocate to the television and drives me into this
Are you sorry we drifted apart? Thank you, baby. Thank you very much.
All right, what's it like to Fringe, Elvis?
Well, actually the name is Ron because we all know that there was only one Elvis. You know that, I know that, we're not trying to kid anyone. What's it like to fringe? This is actually my 3rd year fringing. It's just a wonderful 10-day experience where artists from all over the world get together.
What's it like to be in the Fringe Festival?
Well, this is my 3rd or 4th year. I have a vintage 95 t-shirt, and I've enjoyed it every year. I always bring short films, a compilation of short films, and the audience seem to enjoy them, so it's fun to bring them down here.
Great. How about live theater? Why is live theater important?
Well, I think every medium, painting, sculpture, ballet, etc., has its own charm and its own delight. But live theater is important, I think, because it keeps us in contact with an elementary kind of humanity. You can't avoid seeing the people and then feeling their emotions directly because they're live people right in front of you speaking to you nearly directly. And that's always a very powerful emotional possibility.
Happy birthday, dear Elena. Happy birthday to you. Now, blow out the candle. That's my little joke. I remember how fond you were of jokes. Can you guess what else I have brought you? On your 21st birthday, your first birthday we celebrated together, I brought you some cake and a little medicinal wine, huh? How delighted you were. You gobbled it up so quickly, there were little crumbs on your chin and cheeks. I remember there was even a dab of frosting on your little nosy. I called you my little Zuckerschneutchen. Well, my little cake face, can you guess what else I have brought you, huh? No? Well, on that day I brought you a bouquet of flowers. And in that bouquet, a ring, which I placed on your delicate finger.
There is something still in the bag.
Oh, no. There is nothing more.
Oh, yes, there is, Carlos. You cannot hide it from me, please.
Oh, I can never fool you. But you don't want to see this, Elena. It will only hurt your feelings.
Oh, I am beyond the pain of this world, Carlos. Show it to me, please. 12 years, and they're still writing about us.
Well, of course. Ours is one of the greatest love stories ever told. Romeo and Juliet, Tristan and Isolde, Abelard and Eloise. Amateurs compared to us, the Count von Cosel and his unearthly bride, Elena Hoyos. Generations from now, our passion will inspire countless lovers.
Well, what do they write about us?
I am nothing like Dr. Frankenstein. He was a baron. I am a count.
And it's like the Fringe is a guerrilla theater, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the lights, Alex did a great job with the lights, but the lights are very basic. We have this just electric light bulb hanging here, and I think we had a pretty good show that affected a lot of people, just with basic things thrown together.
Yeah. It's just art in its purest form, I think, most of the stuff. It's not, you know, it's not like a rehearsed thing where it's like what you see on Broadway. It's real. It's like real.
We rehearsed
basic
it.
stuff. We did rehearse it.
But we didn't really rehearse it very well.
No.
I'm Bonnie Sprung, and actually everybody knows me as Super Usher. I have been around for 6 years volunteering, but I've been here since since the first one. I missed volunteering the first year because I really didn't know too much about it, and I waited till the last weekend, then it was too late. And then ever since then, I've been volunteering my butt off since then. Fringe is fabulous. You're bringing shows in from all over the world, all over the state, all over the, wherever. And it's everything from, comedy, drama, juggling, to the weird and outrageous, to whatever. And
Perhaps you could stop ogling my cleavage long enough to state your business here, Mr. Gutterman.
It's glutamine. I wasn't ogling. A number of mistakes were made on my voter's card you people sent me. The name was misspelled, the height, weight, date of birth are all ridiculously wrong, so I don't believe it's valid. All I need is to get...
I understand perfectly. Can you produce this card you're raving about?
Certainly, I have it right here. I'd hardly say I was raving about it,
Don't
though.
lecture me on semantics, Sonny. Just fork it over.
By all means, consider it forked.
There's nothing wrong with this card. Why are you really here? Who sent you?
No one. I beg to differ, Miss whoever you are, but there is quite a bit wrong with this card. For starters, my name is Gluterman, not Gutterman. I mean, that's incorrect and insulting. I'm not 4 foot 2 inches tall. I'm not 280 pounds. And I was not born in Krakow, Poland in 1921, but aside from that, it's perfect.
Are you trying to be funny, Mr. Government?
Sorry to have troubled you, sir. I'll just crawl away.
No, wait. Look, I'm the one who should apologize. I should have said you were a friend of mine. I wasn't thinking. You shouldn't be down on the floor. Let me help you up. What's the matter with you?
I can't remember who or where I am. Who am I? Where am I?
I don't know who you are either, miss, but you're in the Ministry of Progress.
Ministry? Why, yes. Yes, I remember now. I came here to pay a parking fine. Oh, but that was ever so long ago. Since then, I've been wandering the corridors like a lost kitten.
You mean you live here? How? What do you eat?
The maintenance man gives me occasional lump of cornbread or scrapple. And every Christmas, I get an onion dipped in batter.
It's horrible. Where do you sleep?
On the roof.
That's an outrage.
Oh, it isn't so bad once you get used to it. Of course. Winter's a bitch.
Okay, what's it like to fringe?
It's like kamikaze theater.
Kamikaze theater. Tell me about that.
Well, it's like you come into this space that you've never seen before. It's dirty. You can't see. There's no backlight. I'm putting my makeup on stage. It's kind of like, and every night it's different.
Ah.
You know? How much time do we have to get ready? You know?
Why would you do something like this?
Because we're crazy.
Because we're nutty.
Because we're homeless.
It's exciting.
We're basically homeless.
Yeah, that's another reason why.
Starving
We need the money.
Yeah. It's also a week-long party with people who do what you do.
Right, it's on my resume, actually.
You get discounts on beer? It's a chance
Yeah,
to have your
discounts on
peers.
beer.
Discounts on beer, that's important.
And flamenco dance.
Oh, of course.
I think it's all about flamenco
But
dance.
it's also
Yeah,
a chance for your
usually
peers
you
to
can't
see
miss
what you're
it here.
doing.
Yeah, because you basically just break even. You know, it's just
Why
everyone
is
seeing
that?
everyone else's show.
Yeah, if that. You rarely break
Why is
even.
live theater still important? Why is live theater important?
It's easier to bring obscure shows like the one we're doing to people in everyday towns, such as you don't see the Ministry of Progress on. Thank you.
This is where you actually have to do it. You can't post-production yourself into a show.
Exactly.
Here, you got to get out there and actually do this stuff.
Right. There's no editing, so you gotta
Gotta think
constantly-
quick.
Yeah,
Let's think
doing
quick.
what you have to do, with the little bit of intellect, trying to get it, right on time.
And I missed my line. How do I make up for that?
Plus, it's more encouraging to the people sitting right there if they see people not on a screen, but more three-dimensional, looking right at you, saying, we can do it.
Yeah, they
can
actually
do
feed
it.
us.
You
They
can feel
actually
the
feed the
energy.
line.
You thrive off the energy that the audience gives
It's
you.
also
that
an
you can't
interaction
get
in a way
the
that film and television can never be. Because our
Exactly.
performances are never the same depending on who's out there, whether they're laughing, whether they're paying attention, whatever they're doing.
Whether anyone's
Everything
out.
changes.
How about people who have never thought about going to a fringe? How would you tell them to come to the fringe? What
What's
would you
wrong
say?
with you? Get
Live
down
alone.
here.
Yeah.
Whatever you
See
went to sleep
everything.
in, come right on in.
Yeah.
See
Don't do
everything.
the hair, just
Lay back
relax.
block party you can ever be.
Exactly.
That's right.
I've
Grab a
met so
beer,
many.
see a
Yeah,
show.
I've met so
Grab a
many
beer,
people
see a
through this
show.
Fringe Festival that I never thought I would ever know, and I've taken home some great friends, great memories.
A lot of
Great
regrets.
guests.
And you can see some dynamite live
A couple
theater.
diseases.
Right.
Is that what it is?
And how about you? You've been
It's a must
quiet
see.
through this whole, and you're
Must
sitting.
see.
Who are you sitting on? Who are you sitting on, man?
I'm my castmate.
Paul, I need some more water for the cloth. Gerald, that's enough. How much we got? 1.5 liters. Just a little more. Paul, Gerald, I said that's enough. I'll be right back, baby. Yeah, okay, Gerald. We'll see how superior you are when you're drinking your own piss. What? Just keep hitting the pipe, Mike. Would you mind keeping your mouth shut? He's gonna have to face the facts. Okay, well, later. Don't need to worry about that.
You get to do your own work, you get to make your own hours, and you can bomb if you like. And if you have a really good show, then a lot of people come to see it, you make some money, you have some fun, and no better satisfaction than doing your own original work and getting recognition and money for it. So.
And why is live theater important?
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons why live theater is important. Certainly, I think some reasons why the audience thinks live theater is important is because it challenges them to use their imagination and to think about themselves and their lives. And it's also a really immediate and a very special form of entertainment that you can't get in film or TV or radio.
We have a power outage at the Green Venue.
And how's the Fringe dealing with it?
We have the electricians on the scene now.
Are the performers dealing with it, and the audience? So what's happening?
Well, the audience is still remaining calm. The actors are probably pulling out all their hair.
Yeah, and this is all very much part of the Fringe, isn't it?
Certainly is.
It's an exciting part of it.
It is. It is.
Power glitch in Act 1, Scene 5. We went down about the Business of Souls play. We're on for another night tomorrow night at 6:45.
And so right now you're like
I'm stuck between and fifth scene of Act 1.
Like to be in the Fringe?
It's great. It's really neat. It's a neat
Do you
show.
mind being stuck?
I'm a little. Yeah, I like to be out there doing my thing, and Scene 6 is my final scene. So
It's your big scene.
It's my big scene. Yeah, it's my final, climactic scene of the bad guy, the Broads.
Yeah.
And right now I'm just, waiting to get back. We're gonna get a power source, another alternate lighting source. We'll have some.
Okay, what's happening inside?
The power just went out, right? We're trying to watch a play, the power went out in the middle of it.
So what are you going to do while the power, while you're waiting?
Have a beer. A couple drinks.
And what's the Fringe mean for you?
It's been great. I mean, it's great to see people trying out something new and just starting out. I'm having a great time.
Do you mind that the power went out?
No, not at all.
It's all part of it.
Yeah, it's just going really good there when the power went out.
Yeah,
so.
it was just starting to get good. Right.
What's the show?
The Business of Souls. Yeah.
Just started getting to the nitty gritty of the Business of Souls too.
Yeah, just about to get down to the deal between the devil and Leonard. So we're gonna have a couple drinks while we wait. We don't mind. It's no big deal. We expect things like this to happen once in a while.
What other shows have you seen?
I saw The Mine. Yeah, it was great. It was about coal miners getting trapped in a mine because politicians and businessmen decided it was safe to send blue-collar workers down in the mine, and it collapsed. And it was about what happens once they're underground. It was really good.
Was I not needing anyone? I was sure I could make it on my own. You touched a secret part of me. I was so all alone, in control of my emotions. From the moment when you touched a secret part of me, more than I'll ever know. Ever and ever I tried so many times before. Ever and ever I tried. I knew when you walked through my day. Baby, don't leave me lonely. Say you stay. Tell me I'm the only one. You're not alone. Suddenly, life has new meaning, and I won't ever be the same. Ever you touched a secret part of you, and I see part of you touched a secret part of me. It's a blast.
It's the one time of the year that everyone gets together and actually can say that they're part of a community, an acting or performing community, a theatrical community.
Yeah, that's a neat thing is because we'll go and see other people's shows and then they'll come and see us and they'll say, you were so great, and we'll say, no, you were so great. A lot of patting on the back, but it feels good.
And why is theater important? Why is live theater important?
There's this particular energy that we get and you get as the audience and we get as the performers. You just can't get it from movies or television. Just an energy, magical energy.
Is essentially a non-juried theatrical event where people get in on a first-come, first-served basis.
Non-juried meaning no one's saying you can't do this, you can't do that.
No one's picking and choosing, saying we'll take this, we won't take this. You get in on a first-come, first-served basis. And essentially what that allows for is all sorts of experimentation and all sorts of theater that might not necessarily get a venue. And the interesting thing about it, speaking with a lot of critics and a lot of people from the community and the things that I've heard from the producers, is that the quality of a lot of the shows, I've only seen a number of shows, but the quality of the shows overall is quite good. You come to a Fringe Festival and you have the opportunity to see shows that you wouldn't see anywhere else. And you also get to see shows done by people who are largely doing them for the love of it.
Why is it important for us to have live theater?
Well, live theater, particularly a cross-section of the shows that are happening here, you have productions that are crafted from a perspective of offering a text to the audience and then responding to the response that text elicits in the audience.
Give me old time for what I'm doing right now. And his name is El Guendo Grundy, and he got a horse that ain't never been tamed to this day. But too bad. Say, yeah, this is the first time you ever seen a horse wrapped around somebody? Hang in there, man. Yeah, Jackson, I know that's gonna happen, right? Yeah.
The thing about watching television or a film is the television does not hear your reaction to the show and respond to that. The television doesn't
like change the show, like we saw you changing your show.
Exactly.
Because there's a street person who wanted to be part of your show.
Right. Essentially, live theater, this kind of live theater, I'm not saying that everything at the Fringe is like this, but you can go to the Fringe and you can see a show that cares about who is in the audience and responds to their needs. And so you literally have the power sitting in the audience to change and affect the show. And that's a particularly daunting and exciting prospect for me as I sit in an audience and realize that I'm having an effect on the overall product. And it's being done at this particular Fringe and at many that I've been to in a really high quality manner.
Crazy woman who led this crazy life, apparently culminating in some crazy Thelma and Louise pact with another crazy woman. Now, as the ultimate slap in the face, she leaves me this insurance policy, which we both know she took out during her psychedelic period and made payable to two of her favorite causes. The hell am I supposed to make out of any of this?
I don't know what to make. All I know is that 3 days ago, they sat in these very chairs and decided this was the best course of action they could take.
Well, did the waiter say anything at all?
The waiter said they came in every day, as usual, right up until the very end. He did say he thought they were drinking more than usual.
Well, they don't serve liquor here.
Don't you remember when we were little kids, how they used to take out those little airplane bottles?
Oh, my God, they didn't still.
To hell they didn't. Can't you just picture it?
Oh, my God.
That was my ride. Now I have to talk to you. Well, it's called the Fringe Festival, and it is a festival because it's so many different performing groups from all over the place, and there's a real spirit to it that you might not find if you went, for example, to the Metropolitan Opera. There's a real looseness and celebratory feeling to the people that attend the Fringe.
What are the people that attend the Fringe like, really?
Oh, it's the demographic studies haven't been completed yet, but I'd say it's quite a wide variety. I see.
You think they're coming for the sex?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the people who have nudity in their show.
Yeah.
I show a little chest hair, but that's about all, and that's on the woman.
So
no, that's mine.
That's not a drawing card for your show at all.
I don't think word has gotten out on it, and it probably would be more detrimental than helpful.
And what is your show like?
We're doing a musical review of Sondheim. songs. Yes, so it's the highbrow show of the Fringe. No,
And why is live theater important, in your opinion?
Because with dead theater, you just look at corpses all night long. Theater is important because it's much more engaging than, say, film or television, which are wonderful forms of entertainment, but there's a big difference when you're in the room with the performers or, as a performer, in the room with an audience than it is when you're, talking to a lens and having no idea who's watching you.
And
but in the theater, it's...
You can see, they say to see the people on the other side of the lens. The audience out there.
Who is your audience?
People who are interested in the Fringe.
Oh, so they...
And that have never fringed
Did you
before.
come to my show?
Wow. And
That was just a little accusatory, and I apologize for the nature of that remark.
Will you be here? Okay. Tell us a little bit about what your involvement with the Fringe is.
I started with the Fringe in its second year on security, and for the last 3 years I've been doing their garbage.
Yeah, what's it like to do the Fringe garbage? What kind of garbage does the Fringe have?
Most of it is cans from the beer tent. Beer tent does a